This is Visiblepreneur, the podcast that promotes and grows your business. From local, here in St. Charles County, to around the globe. Attract more customers to your business. And here's your host, the Isaiah Bentley.
All right, everyone, welcome to Visiblepreneur. As you know, back with another nice one as always. So first, I want to give a quick shout out to the Sound Frequency, providing audiovisual services for events. He's our sponsor for that. So if you're looking for a nice wedding, corporate event, speaking engagement, party, you name it, the Sound Frequency can provide the audio equipment that you need and makes your next event thrive and vibe. So with that being said, today I've got Zach Roddy with me. Would love to have his brother on sometime.
I'm sure we can get him on here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So Zach right here, he's a, I wouldn't say brand new business owner, but he just got a business coaching business started. So we're going to be learning a lot more about that. He's going to have quite a bit to say. And yeah, this is also his first time doing a podcast in general. So Zach, welcome to Visiblepreneur for your very first time.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here and excited to do this.
Oh, yeah. And what is the name of your business, and how is it that you've helped out your clients so far?
So the name of my business is the Infinite Awareness Institute, and I help my clients figure out what their values are so that they can create a business that they actually enjoy and love doing, and then provide a solutions-based sales and leadership for their company so they can actually reach their clients and help their clients with anything that they need.
Ah, okay. So, yeah, you're purely focused on the business business focus on it.
That's our main focus. You know, in business, we do realize that, our personal lives get in the way and, cause things to happen in our business. So at the same time, I'm helping people with the things that are in their personal life and have had individuals come for me strictly for personal coaching. And so I do both of it, but I try to focus on the business aspect of it and that side, and helping individuals really jumpstart their business or get their business to the next level.
That's awesome. And so I definitely want to go into a little bit of history about this, because you've done real estate way longer than I have, for 10 years. And now you got your own business started. So what was that like, and what led up to that point?
Yeah, so started real estate really about, I guess it's been about 12 or 13 years ago now. I was 18, jumped in with my dad and my brother, and been doing real estate and different business ventures for the last 12 years. And really through real estate, I took a lot of coaching classes, whether it be sales, business, personal development, life coaching, things like that. And there's a lot of ups and downs that come through business, right? And one of the things that really kept me going through the hard times and helping me during the good times was personal development and knowing what was going on in my head and in my life. Our thoughts create our behaviors, and our behaviors lead us to success. And so when we can understand what's happening in our brain, what we're looking for, and build a business and a lifestyle around ourselves that we love and enjoy, it produces better results. And so I've taken all of that information that I've learned, hands-on learning. I've been trained. People have taught me, I've gone through 2 trainings all across the country, had great teachers and my own coaches that have given me a lot of wisdom. So I've been able to wrap that all up and now provide it to my clients. And that really jump-started when I took NLP, which I know you've taken that course.
Oh, yeah.
And it's great, right? Mm-hmm. And I've done, I don't even know, hundreds of hours of NLP training now. And it really, the Infinite Awareness Institute was born from the NLP, because it kind of brought all of the things I've learned over the last 12 years together and really put it in perspective what I wanted to do with my life and what I enjoyed doing. I liked real estate, I liked business, but it was never what lit me on fire. And NLP really allowed me to find that and find myself. So that's where my business was born, was through NLP and learning that and learning how it benefited me and how I can help it benefit others and help others improve their lives, make more money, and become the people that they want to become.
Ah, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, and I love how you said, you basically taken everything that you've learned from different coaches and NLP, because, we both went through the same thing, except you went further than I did.
Yeah.
And just incorporate that into your own personal business. That's really interesting. And so what side of real estate did you do? And do you still do some of it today or not really?
I still do a little bit. I'm actually, I've taken a little bit of a break from real estate, getting this business up and running and doing all the things I needed to do for that. But in real estate, I've done everything from rehabs, wholesaling, bought properties subject to or lease options, sold the houses ourselves, had realtors involved, pretty much anything you can think of from the single family side. And I've done a lot of the construction on my own as well as hire it out and run crews and stuff, right? So I've had a major amount of experience in real estate, the whole gambit on single family. I haven't done any multifamily yet, which is actually what my other business that I have with my brother is. We're looking at finishing selling off the single family homes we have and eventually moving into the multifamily side of it. But that's where my main focus is currently on the coaching business, because that's what I want to do. And then as I make money through this, I'm going to put it into the real estate and, make more passive income that way.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that, because real estate is definitely booming right now. And this is at the time of this video is being recorded. So I do love that. Like everything else, it has its ups and downs, but hey, when you stick with it, you'll come out on top.
Yeah, I mean, it's anything in life, right? Whether it's business or finances or a love relationship, family members, you have ups and downs, right? Everything has its high points and its low points. And when you can stick with things and have the right mindset, whatever you're doing, you can actually weather the storm, right? And make it through that other side and set yourself up for success. And all of it starts with your mindset.
Yes, absolutely. Change your mind and you change your life.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's another lady I know, she runs a water store, so her saying is change your water and change your life.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah. So also too, you just started, well, I guess you've probably been networking for a little bit. And so what's that experience been like for you so far?
So it's actually kind of a cool thing I've been talking with some friends about, because in the past, my networking was, strictly real estate based, right? And years ago, I'm 31 years old, right? But when I started this, I was in my teens or early 20s when I started doing real estate. So networking for me was sit down, be quiet, listen, because I'm by far the youngest person in the room, and I was supposed to learn and just take the information in from everyone. So I kind of built up this thing where I just went into networking meetings and, said hi, but, was really quiet and listened to people. And as I've gotten older now, I've taken, that more of a role on of like actually having those conversations. So it's been a little different from me. And what I've realized for myself was that in the past, it was like, oh, well, I'm not worthy, right? Or it's not my turn to speak up yet. And these old programs that I had running from being a kid when I was in business to being the person I am now, we're still running. And I had to change things up a little bit for myself. I had to look in the mirror and go, oh, wait a minute, you're not that kid anymore. And start interacting with people in a different way as the person that I am today, not who I was before, right? And that happens in our lives. We get programmed from when we're kids all the way up until today who we are, right? By our parents, our family members, society, wherever you're at. Mm-hmm. And then these old programs pop up in your life and you're like, wait a minute, this doesn't serve me anymore. And if you have the awareness to go, wait a minute, you can then change it. But if you're not aware of it, and those are your old patterns of your unconscious mind, then you'll keep doing these old habits that don't actually serve you. If I was walking into these meetings and just being quiet and not saying anything to anyone today, how am I going to grow my business? How am I going to actually provide value to anyone there if I'm not talking? Or if I'm just listening, right? Being the student, which I'm still a student every day, but I'm also a teacher now. So I have to speak. So becoming aware of those thoughts and those old patterns I had, I got to change them. And now I'm getting to learn and be the best version of myself today when I'm at these new networking meetings and meeting all kinds of new people to really bring things to the forefront of my mind and theirs.
I love that. And going back to the program thing, we've all been programmed like that, ever since we were kids. A good example of that is that, someone is like, okay, well, you got to go through school, you go through high school, then you go through college, which to me, I feel like it's a waste of time, but that does depend on your, what is it you're going to take. Because like if you're going to like, the medical field, then okay, perhaps you do need some college or maybe some kind of trade school for that. But if you're going and you're just like, okay, well, you have a regular 9-to-5 job and you're like, well, what else is more to do with this? And then you just wind up breaking free.
Yeah, and that's really what I want to do for people inside of business and sales and leadership is figure out who you are, right? Because since we're kids, we're told what to do, get good grades, do all this stuff, go to school, go to college, get a good job, get married, the whole gambit of what we're supposed to do, right? And for some people that works, for some people that's really good, and for others it's not. And when you can really truly understand who you are and what you want out of your life, and that's going to change from your 20s to your 30s to your 40s to your 50s, right? It's all going to change. And you have to constantly ask yourself and become aware of who you are. What do I want out of my life? Who do I want to be? And when you start creating that life around who you want to be, who I am today isn't the person that went to college. I started college and decided it wasn't for me. Mm-hmm. Now, that was for me because that's who I am. It just wasn't a fit. For some people, that's also true. But how about the people that have the job, right? That went to college, started the family, and they're in their 20s, 30s, 40s, could be 50s. And they're like, this doesn't fulfill me. This isn't who I am.
Right. Serves no purpose.
Exactly. That's where people have to ask themselves, what is my purpose? Who am I? And if you have your own business, you have to do the same thing because back to real estate, right? There are hundreds and probably thousands of different speakers out there for real estate. Mm-hmm. All have different methods, different ways of doing things, right? Well, if you go, well, this person's a millionaire, so I'm going to follow who they are and what they've done. The challenge is if their values aren't the same as yours and you're trying to copy them, it's going to be much harder for you to succeed because you're trying to use someone else's roadmap when it's not yours. You have to figure out what your roadmap is. Now, they might have things that work for you, and then this other speaker has things that work for you. So you need to combine these to make it actually fit who you are and not build a business, a life, or anything else from someone else's view or map of the world, but from your own.
Yeah. I love that because if you can't find what is it that you're trying to do, then you're just wasting your time.
Right.
You have to be happy with what you do. Otherwise, it's just gonna feel like another day at a job. It's not even gonna feel like, oh, well, I'm not working, so to speak.
Right. You're just showing up and spinning the wheel and waiting until tomorrow and doing the same thing over and over again. And then one day you wake up going, what did I do the last week or the last month or the last year?
Mm-hmm. And two, I also want to ask you, what was it? Like through coaching your clients, what is some of I guess not really some of the programs that you've seen, but it's like going to like the unconscious mind, do you find that you get better answers out of the unconscious mind versus the conscious mind? For those that don't know what that means, is your conscious mind runs 10% of your actions, the unconscious runs the rest.
Right. So absolutely, when you get to that unconscious mind is where the true difference and changes in your life come. So what we believe our problems aren't actually our problems. So here we are, and we're like, well, this is my challenge. This is my problem. You're trying to fix it. Well, that's because that's what consciously you think it is. Unconsciously, it's a whole nother challenge. And a lot of times it could be very easy to fix. You just need a different perspective. And our coach has told us multiple times, if you're part of your problem if you're part of your problem, you can't be part of the solution, right?
Right.
So really all a coach has to do is change your perspective a little bit, tell you your problem from a different direction, and then you can see what it is and you can go, oh, now I know what the problem is and I can fix that. For example, for me, I actually just read a book that really opened something up to me that I didn't even know was a challenge, that I had been living my life to prove things, right? Or that I thought I would be worthy when I made money or I had the right relationship, right? So I did all these things out there for other people. If I was in a relationship, well, if I make this person feel really good and make them happy, then this relationship will be successful, right? Well, the reality is I lost myself on that path. Well, I was never asking myself, what's going to make me happy and worthy, right? When you focus on the inner part of yourself and who I am, but I didn't realize that till that book opened it up to me, and I went, oh my goodness. I actually get to focus on being me and what makes me happy. And then that allows me to live the life I want to live, be in the relationship that I want to be in. So it's a whole different perspective, and that's the unconscious mind. Consciously, I was thinking, oh, I got to be better at this, or I got to do that, or look this way. That was never actually my challenge.
Yep.
It simply had to be with me going inward to myself and going, who am I?
Yeah, and with this right here, you're bringing this to your clients to help change their life and change their mindset, which I truly love that, because I don't think there's probably too many people that are able to do that. Well, I should say there's probably not many people that can do that on their own,
right?
Without assistance.
Yeah, and then, I mean, it really is. I don't want to say difficult, because we choose what's technically difficult or easy, but I've had years and years of and hours of training and experience and coaching. Right. There are things that I couldn't even see for myself until someone else brings this awareness in. Right. Take it back to like Michael Phelps, right? Best swimmer in the world. So many gold medals, but yet he still had a trainer, right? He still had somebody that spotted him and said, oh, hey, this is what you're doing here, or you need to look at doing this maybe, or whatever. I'm not a swimmer, so I don't know exactly what that was, but he still had a coach or a trainer to spot him and see the things he couldn't see. Everywhere in our life is the same thing. What can I not see from my own perspective? Just bringing someone else in that can see it helps out a lot. Yeah,
absolutely. I love that. And the other thing I wanted to ask too is that, as far as family support, how has that been for you since now that you're transitioning into your own business? Because it's like you're still doing real estate, but now you're going on your own and doing this. So how's the family support been?
It's actually been great for me, and that's probably one of the areas I've been most blessed at in my life is the support I've had from my family, no matter what I've done. So as I said before, I did real estate with my dad and my brother when I was 18. Got into that. One of the coolest things that happened now, when it happened, it wasn't so cool, right? But now looking back is that, I started in 2008 doing real estate. Well, there's a big market crash in 2008, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we lasted for a few more years through that, but then we ended up losing it all. And we had, I think the business was valued at over $1 million, bunch of money in the bank, but we ended up losing everything. Our credit cards, my credit score, all of it, right? I barely kept my truck just by doing any job I could do, working my butt off. Well, through that, when you go through losing so much and your whole life gets flipped upside down and you're in it with your family, some people might blame each other or get mad at one another. And I'm sure we had some of that, but we've worked through it together.
Yeah.
And we always knew that, hey, no matter what happened, money comes and goes, but family's here, right? Well, through the last 10 years of doing more things and business together and not together, now that I'm stepping out on my own, my brother and my dad are both like, that's awesome. And, my brother helps me. He does some coaching with me. He coaches in the company as well.
Oh.
And so there's a benefit there, and we help each other along the way. And then like my mom, she doesn't do business, but she's always been supportive. Hey, go do what you want to do. Follow your dreams, whatever that is, and I'll support you in any way that I can. So for me, I've been extremely lucky, and no matter what I do, that my family's been there to support me. I know some people don't have that. And it's something that no matter what, if you do or don't have it, you still have to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and believe in yourself, because it doesn't matter how much my dad, my brother, or my older or younger brother or my mom believe in me, right? I have to believe in myself. I have to be willing to take those steps on my own.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, you're not really going to be able to make it anywhere.
Right. Yeah, and that's a good point right there. Because with this whole venture that you're taking on, and plus, correct me if I'm wrong, but it also sounds like you've never actually had a W-2 job. Am I right?
No. I think
that's awesome.
I think I actually technically did for about 4 or 5 months. I was cutting grass it was my cousin, so I technically knew the boss.
Okay.
But that was a W-2 job, I believe. So I think that was my only W-2 job I had. I've had some sales that were 1099, and working for my dad, doing construction, I was 1099 through that, and so yeah, I've never, I don't think officially had a W-2 or, some people like to say, a real job.
Yeah, that's okay,
Yeah.
because that real job, honestly, it's not where it's at. Now, granted, we do need people to help us out with that.
Absolutely, we need that. And so the thing I love to explain to people is that for some people that is good, right? For some people, like for me, it's not my thing. It doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Now, for some people, it's an amazing thing to have safety, some security, some, you get your insurance through your job, so on and so forth, right? So it really works for certain individuals and people who want to go out and start a business tomorrow, right? A lot of things in business aren't guaranteed.
That's right.
You never know what tomorrow's going to bring. You have to be extremely flexible, and you don't have any guarantees.
That's right.
Yep. Well, some people need some of those guarantees and safety and security. So if you're one of those people and you want to start a business, great. How can you start it while also keeping the job that you have, right? Until you build it up big enough that there is safety and security that you've built in, whether that's in a savings account or you can provide your own insurance or whatever that is that you eventually put into your business that provides that for you. But until you get started, maybe you need to have that job for a little while. And I think that's the number one thing that people need to realize, because I've been to events where people, they'll be like, you don't want to work that job anymore, and they're downing those jobs because what they're doing is they're pushing people down for where they're at and then saying, oh, I'm going to hang this carrot up, which is the $1 million or the lifestyle that you want to live, right? And they're trying to pump this up so that way you buy their products and they move you forward on what they want you to do.
Right.
When in reality, what you need to do is keep that job for now, provide, and this is only some people, this isn't everyone.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Provide you with that safety and security, and then build your business up while you're still at your job, so that eventually, one day, you can say goodbye to your job. Thank you for everything that you provided for me. Now I'm off to something different, maybe bigger and better for you.
Yeah, because there's a whole lot of life lessons to take within that, for those that actually can see it. Now, again, not really knocking down the job world, but I've also experienced a few that is just dead end, and you're just not going anywhere. So I'm really glad to be away from that and just be, like you, on the 1099 streak, and just continue to scale and grow that.
And I also think through everything that's gone on through COVID, a lot of people are starting to see that maybe there's not as much security in this job as I thought, right?
Right.
Things can change very quickly.
Yeah.
And what's actually valuable to me, because here I was working in 9 to 5, thought I had a great job, so on and so forth, but now my perspective's changed, right? Maybe my family's become more important than I actually was giving them the credit for, because nothing's guaranteed.
That's right.
Or maybe the flexibility of, I want to be able to live anywhere, travel. It's not a one day I'm going to live somewhere. I want to live there today. It's possible, whether through business or through, a lot of jobs are learning, hey, you can work at home from your computer. Well, if I can work from home, do I need to live where I'm living at, or can I live in Colorado or California or Oregon or wherever, right?
Right.
So people are starting to ask themselves new questions, and it's not about how much money can I make, or this 9 to 5. It's about, I value my family more, and I don't want to spend my whole life working for someone else.
Right. Yeah. And that's so true. So I love that a lot. So I think you've been one of the best guests that I've had on here thus far.
Thank you.
So for somebody that's a first timer, are you sure you haven't done this before?
I'm sure. I do like to hear myself talk, though, so that helps a little bit.
Oh, no, that's all right. So the last question I wanted to ask is that where is it that somebody can go and find your business? Because I know you have a website. So where can they go to find that? And you'll have to name the business again, because I forgot.
It's the InfiniteAwarenessInstitute.com. And then there's, I also have a Facebook page, so you can find us there, like that, and share anything on there. I'm fairly active on that. I have just created an Instagram account, same thing, Infinite Awareness Institute. So that one's just getting started up. Don't have too much on it yet, but part of the process of, creating the new business is having all the brand new social media going, and hopefully a TikTok eventually, and all of those things will come about. But the website's got everything on it. Our programs, we have a brand new program that's, self-initiated. You just get on your computer, it downloads the program for you, and you take yourself through it. We have group coaching and one-on-one coaching available to people. So there's a whole gambit of different things you can do that fits your price budget or where you're at and what you need for yourself. So go to infiniteawarenessinstitute.com. You can learn more about me. My other coach, I have Mike Hardesty, which I know you know. He's a coach.
Of course.
Yeah, he's a coach in my company. As I said, my brother is a coach in the company as well. So he's got also real estate experience. He was a life coach for another company, and one of the cool things he did one time is he got to go over to Europe, and I forget exactly where, and speak on stage there. So he's an actual international speaker. So he's got some good value he brings along to it as well. But yeah, and you can learn about all of us, what our mission is, and all of our different products we provide. So once again, that's the infiniteawarenessinstitute.com.
Yep, infiniteawarenessinstitute.com. So be sure to check that out, because you're not going to want to miss out. So with that, thanks for being on Visiblepreneur, because this was really exciting.
Thanks for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, of course, for those viewers out there, don't forget to like our Facebook page, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up on our YouTube channel. And don't forget, we're also on the audio-only version, which that starts with Anchor, and then it also goes out to Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, Breaker. There's a couple other ones I forget the names of, but that's okay. Just look up Visiblepreneur. You'll find us anywhere and probably everywhere. And also, if you want to get in contact with Visiblepreneur, just shoot us an email, visiblepreneur@gmail.com. So with that being said, everyone take care, and of course, we'll see you on the next one.